Welcome to the What Not to Do and Things We've Learned the Hard Way panel. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I guess I will start. Hi everyone, my name is Blogger. And yes, I got my Bloggy fam here. I have been on YouTube, doing YouTube for about 2 years and probably 3-4 months. And I'm at about 1,100. I just hit my 1,000 mark. Thanks to the Bloggy fam. They are the strongest family on YouTube. I love them. Very supportive. And we do everything on there. We do vlogs. I do sketch comedy, music videos, a little bit of everything. Just everything. So check it out, you guys. It's Blogger with 2 G's and 3 R's. That's the new thing. Because no one knows how to spell my name. But surprisingly, Playlist Lab got it right in the book, so I was happy about that. So thank you for having me.
All right. Hello, my name is Sentoki no Kai, and my YouTube channel is just my name, Sentoki no Kai. And so what I usually do is I make vlogs about my adventures through the world of social media, trying to grow. I always document my adventures at Playlist Live. And I'm basically just sharing my story with you guys. I also do typical YouTuber videos like challenges or story times, etc. And we are the Ninja fam. So if you guys want to subscribe to me, you will instantly become a Ninja fam. And if anybody wants, I have merch bracelets right here that I will give out at the end. Maybe I'll throw some into the crowd.
Hello everyone, my name is Jared Fowler. My YouTube channel is Jared Fowler TV, all one word, no spaces or anything. And I make like typical style YouTube videos. I have about 300 subscribers, and I've been on here for like 3 years. So.
Well, hi, my name is Nicole. My channel is Fangirl Nicole, and basically it's what it says. I'm a fangirl. I like going to concerts. I like going to see shows on Broadway. I make videos just about like entertainment things that I like to do. So a lot of events. That's what you can catch on there.
Hey guys, I'm Sophia. My YouTube channel is Thoughtless Sophia. I've been on YouTube for 5 years now. So I have a small subscriber count, 1.5K, but yeah, going strong. I make pretty much diary videos, so anything I feel like doing, whether that's like, I can't do makeup, so I do that a lot, or dancing in public. I think that's really awkward and funny, so just anything to make myself uncomfortable is what I do.
Stepping out of your comfort zone, I like it.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to start off with some questions. First, you can answer when you started your channel. So when you first started your channel, what was the hardest thing that you had to do? Like, did you have the best equipment, and how did you get around that? Like, wanting to just stop your channel because you didn't have what everyone else had that was really in the industry.
Am I starting again?
I'll
start again. That's
Just going
fine.
down the line.
Oh, okay, gotcha. First starting my channel, I think the first thing is just kind of fear. Like, I hear that a lot where everyone is just kind of scared, they're unsure of themselves. So just getting over that initial fear, and as with anything, like just stepping out of your comfort zone and just doing it for that first time is like the hardest. And once you do it that first time, like it's so much easier after that. So if you can just get over that first initial hump and just turn on the camera, even if you don't have a camera, everybody in here has a cell phone. So use your cell phone. When I first started 2.5 years ago, I started on my cell phone. I had no idea what I was doing. My first vlog is still on YouTube. I deleted most of my first initial videos because they're just super cringy, but I left my first vlog on there just to show everyone and people that come to me and say that they're just so scared, they don't know what they're doing, to show them like how far even I've come. You know, my first video, I didn't know anything about editing. I was using my cell phone. And you can tell if you watch that video on my channel, if you go visit it and watch it, I didn't know what I was doing, and I was stiff. I didn't have confidence. I gained a lot of confidence. So honestly, just getting over that fear and just turning on the camera, even if you don't upload the video and make it live on YouTube, you can keep it private. You learn a lot just by watching yourself. I rewatched all of my videos several times, and it's not like a vanity thing. It's to see, you know, where I can improve, you know, what my own reaction is, because it's different when you're on this side of the camera and when you're watching yourself back. You know, you can look back and just see, okay, oh, well that, you know, that was like an awkward silence, or I was rambling on like I'm rambling right now. But just honestly, just getting over the fear of doing it and just do it, you know. And a lot of people think that, another thing I hear is people say, no one wants to watch me like do this, like put on makeup or cook or whatever your interests are. No one wants to see that. But honestly, if you have an interest in it, there's other people out there that have that same interest. So get over your fear and just do it, honestly, like Nike says.
Yeah, as far as starting out on YouTube, like you do have all of these hurdles, like to make your channel look as good, and like you want to make good content. But when you're starting out, if you're intimidated by everything, the best thing that you can do is just to start. Find a simple video idea, you know, like a top 10 list, you know, something very simple. Make the video. It's gonna suck. Everyone's first video sucks, so be prepared. Don't make a crappy video to make a crappy video. Make your first video and let it be crappy. And the more you just, after that one video, consistently make content afterwards, you're going to find that YouTube's not as hard as it seems when you first start out.
Honestly, I just want to add something. I'm sorry. If whoever your favorite YouTuber is, if you go back to their, like, years and years ago, and I've done this, to their very first video, you might be scrolling for a long time because a lot of them have been on there for 8, 10, 11, 12, 15 years. But if you scroll back to like those early videos, you will be surprised at how far your favorite YouTuber has come from. Everyone's first video sucks. And the best feature out there on YouTube, on Instagram, on any of that social media is the delete button. You can delete those videos. So yeah, go ahead, sorry.
All right, I kind of forgot what the question was.
It's like hurdles of like starting.
Like, when you create your channel, what are some struggles that you faced when starting it, and how did you come over them, and what made you work harder?
Okay. Well, I guess when I first started back in 2012, I think one of the things I was trying to figure out was what to do. I still struggle with that to this day, like trying to find good content for videos. Like I still like struggle with that a lot, and then like I guess you can just go with the trends. Like that's what people want to see, because it's hard for me to kind of figure out what people really want to see. So, and it depends on what your interests are. And like kind of what she said, you have to kind of be proud of your own work before taking like harsh criticism from others. So that's, and remember the reason that you're doing this in the first place, because you want to, not because like you're not forcing yourself to do it because you hate it, but you do this because you love it and you want to get somewhere.
Well, for me, my first videos were ridiculously long, and so I've learned to shorten them out because I know watch time is a big thing. In like YouTube analytics, you can see that people only watch the first couple of minutes, I would say, even seconds sometimes. So I make my videos a lot shorter now, and I get straight to the point. I don't like to drag them on. I know that's something I struggled with a lot, and I was like, do I really want to cut this out? But at the end of the day, I just keep it to the basics, really.
So for me, when I started out, I have like a really different story from everyone, but I was 12, so like I wasn't allowed, like my mom, she didn't let me like show my face on the internet, so I had to like, I literally changed everything. Like my old YouTube name was Ninjana Mash, so I would like dress up as a ninja. Like that was my like cool way to like cover my face, but like obviously I'm past that now, old face. But yeah, so that was my initial hurdle for YouTube, but yeah.
What are some things to focus on and to avoid when brainstorming and creating videos? What are some things to focus on, like when you're creating a video, and things to avoid?
Things to avoid and things to focus on.
I got one.
Good.
So when you're first starting out, as far as topics for videos, it's really easy to pull inspiration from your favorite YouTubers. So like, what is it, like, when you pull it from inspiration, like, copying is the best form of flattery. I don't know what the exact saying is, but you can literally copy their content, make your own sort of version of it, put your own little small spin on it. But it's not so much to get you in the habit of creating the best content on the internet. When you're first starting out, it's within your best interest to get in the habit of just creating content. As far as what I did, I tried to pull from multiple sources and kind of compile them together. So if that would work for like your channel, like your style of channel, I would highly recommend you do that.
Like as a blogger, kind of like what she was saying. What's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole. What she was saying, like that's something I had to kind of do too. Was my videos used to be really long as well, 10, 12, 15 minutes. Yeah. And as a small YouTuber, like people don't know you, so they don't want to commit to like watching 15, 20, 30-minute videos. And we all do this. I mean, I know I do it. I think YouTube recently, like, they removed, like, the timestamp on, like, the videos, like, in mobile, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's something I always used to, and I still do when I press play, I'm like, how long is this video? Because I sit down and I'm like, am I going to commit to this whole thing? So, but when you're starting out, like, film everything, you know? And it's important when you're creating a vlog. I'm a vlogger, so, any bloggers out there? Awesome, awesome. Look at the bloggers, yes. It's important to kind of tell a story, and I've heard like bigger YouTubers talk about this too. So, you know, maybe when you first pick up the camera, you don't know what that story is going to be, and because you don't know what your day is going to hold, you know. So just always have your camera ready when you're ready to film for a vlog. Always have it ready, and even if you don't, because you know, you may not always like carry around your big vlogging camera. Look at Jared's camera. But you always have your cell phone. So like probably half of my vlogs might be filmed on my cell phone because I always have it with me. And you never know what's going to happen that's exciting that can become a story. And I think a lot of, and I used to do it, but a lot of mistakes that I'll see like some small vloggers make, and even big vloggers do this, is they kind of want to pack everything into one vlog. And I try to tell them, I say, you know, you've got a 15, 20-minute video here that could have literally been broken down into 2, 3 separate videos. You know, you've got like one topic here, you went to, this was a perfect example because I was watching someone, a friend of mine who's a vlogger, where he was doing a tase gun challenge or something where he was tasing things. So the thumbnail and the title of the video was like, you know, tasing things or something. I think some of you might know who I'm talking about. But the first part of his video was like him like going throughout his day, and he went to like recycle like some items and stuff. And even myself, and I know this person, he's a friend of mine, I'm skipping through because I want to get to the tase. You know, when I clicked on the video, I'm prepared to see you like tasing like all these inanimate objects. And you know, the first 5-10 minutes are you like going to the recycle, and this is what I did today. And I told him, I said, you know, that you could have cut that up and you would have had 2 vlogs, like, because a lot of us, we have trouble with content, and oh my God, what am I going to post today? And I told him that could have been 2 separate vlogs. One day you could have posted the, you know, this was my day, I recycled, this is, you know, this, because some people do want to know about that, you know, this costs 15, 20 cents per can or whatever, and then a separate video would have just been me tasing stuff, you know? So always have your camera ready, and when you're editing, like, keep it short, you know? I think like there's a magic number out there where your videos should be under like 4 minutes, I think is like the attention span that people say. And I do that with my videos. I try to keep mine under 4 minutes, so.
Another thing that no one has mentioned is a lot of people make this mistake when they're starting out. The background music is like way too loud.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to always do this. Like I would feel like Katy Perry, she'd be like, ah, and I'd be like no one could hear me. So like you definitely want to like you definitely always lower than you would expect it to be, because like no one can hear what you're saying.
I always feel like even like less than 5% I make sure my background music is, because I feel like it's too loud if it's even more.
Yeah,
So maybe it's like
sure.
1%.
Yeah, and at the same time, you can like raise your voice.
Your own audience.
Yeah, and post edit, yeah.
Yeah, people who are going to use background music, I would advise that you use royalty-free background music, not because of the copyright issue, but if you use background music with lyrics in it, I feel like that kind of takes away attention from you talking and like people are listening to the lyrics. So, I mean, if you really like the song, maybe you could get an instrumental version of the song to play in the background, but it's kind of distracting because there's two voices going on at once. So yeah.
When it comes to like planning out your videos, a good tip for beginning YouTubers is to like go on your phone, go on your computer, and just bullet point like if you're talking about a topic, bullet point specific things that you want to say to remind you like what to say. That'll definitely help when it comes to literally filming the video, and it'll make editing it so much easier because you have a framework to go off of.
One thing I always do with my videos when I plan them out is I write out a script, even if it's for a serious video. Like I still like write down what I know I want to say because it helps me not like stutter so much like I'm doing right now. Because I'm horrible at improvisation, and if I just sit there without a script, I'll be like yeah, and it's like it makes it a lot harder. So having a script in front of me makes it so much easier, and it's like, yeah, it's see, I don't have a script right now, so I'm kind of like just mumbling.
What's the number one best thing to do when uploading or publishing a video?
Alright, well, I actually have like 4, but I'm gonna let them answer after I give you my number 1, if they miss any of these 4.
Yeah.
But my number 1, I'm going to say, is kind of like what I said in the first question, is just do it, upload, and consistency. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. You know, life sometimes gets in the way, sometimes we're going through some stuff, we don't have the time to upload, we don't have the energy, you know, maybe something tragic happened, you know, at home, and you just don't feel like getting in front of a camera and being like, hey, yay, you know, you're not feeling it. So just last year I was going through some stuff and I didn't upload for like 2 months. That was like the longest I had taken from my channel. And your channel does suffer, you know? I've got an amazing family and all of them have like stuck through those hard times, but oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like laying back here. Oh, I'm sorry, hey! But yeah, consistency. So I have noticed that when I first started, I was uploading daily. That was 2 years ago, and that is pretty darn near impossible when you're working like a full-time job. So then I went to uploading twice a week, and now I'm just doing kind of once a week and just doing live streams here and there. But when you have like a set schedule, I guess it's kind of like your audience expects your video, and I hear people say that, and it is true because again, I've seen it. You know, if I miss that schedule, I could be getting maybe a couple of 100 views per video, and if for whatever reason I miss a week or I miss 2 weeks, my next upload is only going to have like 50, 60 views, you know? So consistency, to me, is number 1. Absolutely. It's still something that I struggle with. You know, again, life gets in the way, but just show up. You know, you got to show up for your viewers and they'll show up for you.
I would also say if you're uploading a video, make sure you have like a good amount of tags in it, and make sure the title is like, should be like something that catches your eye. So I guess clickbait per se, but not like, it's okay to clickbait, but don't lie, if that makes any sense. Don't be like I'm hanging out with Jacob Sartorius, and then it's just you talking about whatever, just in a room.
Yeah, as far as like the question that we have, it actually suggests like a bunch of metadata when you're uploading and like physically, yeah. Thank you.
Why don't you have one?
That's not I don't have an answer. But when it comes to the metadata, like what I've realized and what I've been told is the most important metadata to focus on is like definitely your titles, not so much your tags anymore. That used to be much bigger in the previous years. You definitely need to work on your description. The first 3 lines of your description are super key to immediately letting YouTube know, or the algorithm in YouTube know what your video is about and where to put it and how relevant it is. And then you also need to have like a really good thumbnail. So it may not seem like it, but the algorithm does actually look at your thumbnail and gear it towards like specific people that would click on a very colorful thumbnail or one of a person, you know, and it'll filter that into like target audiences for you. As far as like captions, not so much. Cards and end screens, interactive content is very helpful when it comes to your YouTube video and how it performs over time, because you can use it to have people subscribe, have people go to another video. Like if you do weekly videos, it'll go to last week's video, and then you can keep doing that to them and get a really good session watch time out of it. And it does say like on this paper, responding to comments, that's always a good thing if you're trying to build a community. Always respond to every single comment you possibly can. Some big YouTubers, they even hire people to make sure that those comments are responded to.
I think for the most part, the most important is thumbnails, because there can be tons of videos with the same title, but I know for me, I immediately look at the thumbnail, and if there are two videos with the exact same title, I'm gonna look at the one that has the more appealing thumbnail, even though it might not even be like a better video. Then I'll go back to the other one, but then it kind of discourages me if I just don't like the thumbnail. So I make sure that I use different like apps on my phone to make a creative thumbnails that I know that I would like to click on, and hopefully others will click on. But I also like with the text on them, like big text that you can understand, not just like cursive. I know I like making sure that they're like white and a black border around them, so it's like the first thing that they see and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll like this video. But also like emojis and just making it as creative as possible.
So I realized no one really touched on advertisement. So I think definitely probably the most important part after posting your video is advertising it. So whether that's on different platforms, preferably, you know, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook even. I work under a educational YouTube channel on the side, and we have Facebook is a really great way to, I mean, it's not really good right now, Facebook, but it's a great way to have a larger audience reach. So we'll maybe our YouTube videos will get like 600, 1,000 views, but when we put it on Facebook, the platform gives us like 60,000 views. So yeah, definitely I think choosing your platform wisely to promote your YouTube videos is a great way to get them out there.
Another thing with the thumbnails, I would say, is like, if you're gonna put your face in the thumbnail, if you're gonna clickbait, don't use your body. Talking to you, camera. Because then like people will start people are not gonna like that. They're gonna be like, oh, you're using your body for views. But yeah, you really shouldn't be doing that if that's your intention. I mean, some people do it by accident. But definitely make sure you're happy with your thumbnail though. As long as you're happy with it, that's the most important thing. And if it catches other people's eyes, like they said down there.
Just be smart with the content that you're putting online.
Exactly. Even before you upload it, just think to yourself, what does this follow YouTube's guidelines? Will this get me likes or hatred?
Will my grandma be proud of this video?
Exactly, that too.
That's what I always ask myself.
I wish Logan Paul would have done that.
Yes, I just want to add something really fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote captions on the outline. I just want to make sure everyone knows. Captions are actually very important. If you have the time to add them, you increase your audience by 30%. Because remember, a lot of people don't have the ability to hear, so you're opening up your audience. So it's good to take the time to write captions for your videos because you're opening up your audience. So.
She means like subtitles?
Yeah.
That you can like read along to. Yeah, absolutely. I've read that.
YouTube sometimes auto does it, but it's never accurate,
you have
so
to
don't
fix
trust
it.
it.
Yeah. So they got all four that I had, right? But I just wanted to add on the thumbnails. What I've seen on my channel is that like action thumbnails do better. So like if, let's say, maybe you're jumping in a pool, like the thumbnail of your video could actually be you like jumping in the air, because a lot of people think that they don't want to give out too much before they start the video because they want the people to actually get there, but that's how you reel them in. So I've seen on my channel that anytime that I post like me doing like some kind of an action instead of just like sitting there, you know, it does much better. And also recently, a tip that I've been doing for myself is I kind of treat my thumbnails kind of like Instagram. So the same way that you get all creative and you want to post like your best picture on Instagram because you want people to click on it and follow you on Instagram or whatever, you want like a really good quality thumbnail picture as well. So if you kind of think about that you treat your thumbnail picture on YouTube, your video picture, as like a professional Instagram picture, I think those thumbnails do really good as well.
What are a few things that you thought were important when you first started your YouTube channel compared to now when you're gaining more subscribers and doing a lot more of it?
So when I first started, I thought, because you watch these famous YouTubers, that the most important thing was like fancy schmancy equipment and
This is not important.
yeah, and effects, like post-editing effects. And I feel like I've kind of shot myself in the foot here because I put a lot of effects in my videos, background music, background sounds like, funny little sounds, transitions, words, like I keep it like very interesting, I try to keep it very interesting. And, now it's almost like I have to, since I've started like that, like I feel like I have to keep up with that and even do better the next time and like keep it more exciting. So I thought that was super important, but honestly, people, they show up just kind of for you. Once they get to know you and your personality, they show up for you. And I've seen that recently. 2 months ago, I started live streaming. And in live streams, you don't have the background music, you don't have the special effects, you don't have the editing. It's just you. It's terrible video quality. And I've noticed that my live streams sometimes do better than my edited videos. And that's because people are showing up to interact with me. It's not about the special effects and the fancy equipment and the ring lights and all that. So it does take a little bit of time and practice, for you to get comfortable in front of a camera. Like I said, I had to go through that. I used to be very shy and very stiff. But once people get to know you and they see your personality and you interact with them like they're your best friends, they show up for you. So it's not about all that fancy stuff.
I think we can all agree that like cameras are a big deal because everyone is like with the tripods and the mics, the lenses, and so you're kind of intimidated to thinking that you need to use that kind of equipment.
Especially at an event like this.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let it get into your head.
You see everyone walking around with them
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I need to step up my game. But you really don't. I mean, honestly, my last 3 videos were all shot and edited on my phone. Like, I just wanted to put them out quick, and I know, like, it's a little more, like, a longer process to get your camera, take the SD card out, put it in iMovie or whatever you use. And so, honestly, iMovie for the iPhone, it's a little limited, but it still does the job great. And it's about, if you want to get it out fast, it's a great alternative rather than using just the camera. So.
Yeah. When everyone talks about camera gear, I did do a video on this where I was talking about how to an extent gear sort of does matter, and I only say that meaning that the camera gear that you have should play into your confidence. So when I first started, I had a really, really crappy camcorder, right? Shot 720p. I refused to use my phone because it was 16 gigabytes and I had too many apps to film a decent video on my phone at the time. So I was using a really crappy camcorder. I didn't like the quality of video that came out of it, regardless of what my content was. And I had it in my mind that okay, I need to get a good camera. As soon as I did that, my confidence went up, but I stopped making videos. So that was another problem that I ran into, and that was just me being lazy, me being I'm all set, I've got the expensive equipment, I'm a YouTuber. Don't worry about any of that. You can go to Walmart and spend less than $100 and get a point and shoot that is 1080p, has decent audio quality, and as long as the content that you're creating is something that you like and isn't just you talking in your room doing borderline nothing, you're gonna see some growth, you're gonna see some response. Gear is fifth in line as far as priorities when it comes to building your YouTube channel. Most of it's content, interaction, and stuff like that.
I know that gear for me, it's not as important. Sometimes it is because like I said, I go to a lot of concerts and so I do that. But other times, yeah, I can just use my phone, do it all quick. It's pretty much the same.
I would say if you're gonna get a bunch of expensive gear for being a YouTuber, don't start out with it, because like he said, he started out with the little camcorder. I had one of those too. When I first started trying to get up there again, I did everything on my phone basically. Like when I would go to events, I'd film everything with my phone. I would vlog on my phone, and I would just rely on my phone. And then like a year and a half later, I realized, okay, I can't just rely on my phone all the time. So then I went out and bought this camera, which I call the Toki Cam. And so improvement is it's something that you decide when you're ready for it, because there's always room for improvement, and you should slowly, you can take it one step at a time, because I got the camera after a while, did that, make videos for a while, then I upgraded to getting a ring light, then I just recently bought a new laptop. I upgraded to Final Cut Pro at the beginning of this year instead of just iMovie. But yeah, like I said, improvement is your decision, and all the gear you have, that's totally up to you. There is no requirement for what kind of gear you have.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say well, what I think it comes down to is more so the editing. You could be filming on a potato, but if you're zooming in and stuff, you can make it really interesting. Or you could be a 6-year-old and have this camera or any of the cameras we have up here, and they don't know how to edit because they're 6. But it comes down to making the content interesting, whether it doesn't matter what you're using to film.
Well, I kind of have an answer to the opposite of what the question was. Something I didn't realize was important back then, but I do realize it now, is lighting. Because when I made my first videos back in 2012, I would record in my basement, and my basement has horrible lighting. And I even did it in my dad's office, and that lighting wasn't so good either. But then over time, kind of realized, okay, lighting is actually very important to a lot of YouTubers. So that's when eventually I upgraded to a ring light. I've had studio lights before. Sometimes I would just get a flashlight and shine it on my face while I film.
So everyone has a window in their house, okay? And if it's a cloudy day, perfect. If it's a sunny day, get a thin shade or thin curtain in front of your window. Do something to diffuse the light, because hard lighting is bad, hard shadows is bad for videos. But everyone has a window in their house that you can use. So you have free lighting. You have free, great lighting. It doesn't matter what the background is behind you, as long as the lighting is good. And then you can worry about the rest of the stuff later.
What is a golden rule that you follow by on your channel?
So I touched on this earlier, and that is just to show up for my viewers, whether that's in form of an edited video or a live stream. Again, try to be as consistent as possible and show up for them, be there, update them on what you're doing, even if you've been too busy to do an edited video or something, but let them know what's going on. And it's just as simple as that, just show up.
Yeah, it sounds like a broken record from pretty much every creator out there is consistency, but the reason it's a broken record is because it's 90% of what makes YouTubers successful. If you upload 100 days in a row and you miss one day, they'll forgive you. If you upload 2 days in a row, or 2 days in a row and then you miss a day, no one knows, no one cares. Okay? Consistency is key, whether it's once per week, once every other day, once a day, 3 times a day. You can't really go, nowadays, the basic rule is you can't really go any less frequent than once per week if you really want to start growing an audience, and an audience that consistently interacts with you. Consistency is super key. That's something that I've struggled with my entire time on YouTube, and I'm just now getting back into uploading consistently. And I've seen a massive spike in my analytics.
I think for me, it's definitely posting what I like, because I know someone touched on it earlier that if you like something, it's probably guaranteed that someone else online likes it too. Mm-hmm. And so I know for a fact that the things that I like, as long as I'm putting it out, I'm okay with it. I don't want to fall into the trends of what else? Like slime. I'm not gonna make a video on slime just because everyone else is like doing it and getting the views on it. I'm gonna do things that I like, whether that's going to a concert or like going to see a show on Broadway. Tips on how to do better at concerts, things like that, that I know that I will like, and as long as I like it, I'm comfortable with it.
Have you ever, like, I have a question for you on that as far as like avoiding trends that don't matter. Have you found a trend that you like that actually caters to your content that you have hit on?
I did a video once on like reacting to your first video. That's kind of like a trend, but something that I did do actually, it's kind of into this, is I used to do, I still do, videos of like I met certain celebrity, and I think Kaylee had mentioned it once that if you change like the name of the video to like story time was a big deal. So I was like I met blank and then I added story time to it. Yeah, my videos like the views boosted from that. So that's another like trend. But.
Yeah, for being being part of the trend, being part of the bandwagon. If there's a trend that is irrelevant to everything that you have been posting, don't do it. It's a waste of your time and it's a waste of your effort and resources. If there is one, go all in, okay? Because that can be a huge boost and a huge tool for growth and exposure for you.
And if there's a trend that kind of corresponds to you, just be smart about it though, because let's say you're a cooking channel or a eating review channel, you know what I'm talking about, and then the Tide Pod challenge came. Yeah,
be smart with the content you put
I
on the
did
internet.
the Tide Pod challenge.
What?
You did it?
I didn't do the actual Tide Pod challenge. You guys need to check the video. But I jumped on the trend. It got like 2,000 plus views, and the thumbnail has me like foaming at the mouth. You watch the video. It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds long.
Oh wait a minute, I think I did watch that.
Yeah. And you got to watch the video, clickbait, so you can figure out what I actually did. But I didn't really ingest a Tide Pod. But I jumped on the trend, and there you go. You got to be funny about it and smart.
So I'd like to hit again on like one of the other things that's outlined in the question for us is don't do it for the money. Something that I said in previous panels today was that you have to be doing YouTube for the right reasons. So everyone, years ago there was a bandwagon saying or everyone jumped on YouTube trying to become YouTube famous because there was the promise of big money and big fame. And that is the worst possible thing to set yourself up for failure. Is doing that sets yourself up for failure instantaneously. You will never grow and you will never become famous unless you're 1 in a billion. Okay? You have to want to create a certain type of video, a certain type of content, and you have to want to interact with the people that are interested in it as well. You have to be part of the community that you want to grow before it even grows. As you be interested in what you create in the general sense.
I completely forgot what I was about to say.
Sorry.
No, it's you want to go, Sophia?
Well, I was gonna say something, but it was like before. I was just gonna talk about trends. Yeah, so what I was gonna say was that when the Carolina Reaper trend came out, I'm kind of a hipster, so I hate trends. But because I don't like to be a fake person, like just do challenges and stuff, because I don't roll with that. But the Carolina Reaper challenge came around, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So I did. Don't recommend it, but yeah, what you guys were saying about trends earlier.
Question, what is that?
Oh, goodness. So
You should do it.
It's it's a chemically man-made pepper, and it's the hottest pepper in the world, and it's really crunchy.
Do that.
Yeah, I ate it.
Yeah, don't burn your throat for YouTube.
Yeah, well I did.
So just saying that what we're talking about it, there's a safety concern with that one. Some people have asphyxiated and died.
Wow.
Be smart with the content you post on the internet.
And I want to go back on something I said earlier with I don't have a script. You have to be proud of yourself first. Before you take in the possible hate comments that you might get, saying, "Oh, you're ugly," or "Oh, this is boring. I don't like this video." Dislike. Make sure you're proud of your own work. And those haters, they don't know you. They're just irrelevant people. And and don't let it get to you. They want you to like quit YouTube. They want you to cry, because if you're just sitting there crying and then you make a video saying, I can't take the hate anymore, I'm quitting YouTube, you're letting them win, unless like you're making a clickbait video with that title. And so there is a little button called delete on those comments. So if you just like keep removing their comments, they're eventually gonna give up. And yeah, you just have to make sure you're wanting to do this, like what he said earlier. Like, do it for the right reasons.
Where do each of you draw your inspiration from on YouTube, and how has it made you a better creator in however long you've been doing YouTube?
I draw my inspiration from my Vloggy fam. They keep me, I'm serious, I'm dead serious, I tell them all the time. They keep me motivated. I have a very positive community. I like to foster a very positive community. No negativity, no hate. You know, we all love on my channel. I've worked very hard to keep that like that. Had to block a lot of people, had to ignore the haters. Once you get haters on YouTube, you know you've made it, you know?
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah, but like he was saying, if you ignore them, they do go away. And they come in kind of, you know, spurts. So right now we're in a no-hate spurt, so that's great. But I have an amazing community, and that we follow each other, obviously on Twitter, on Instagram, on other social media. And it's just inspiring just to see them. Like I said, we all go through difficult times, and you know, anytime I'm going through a difficult time, they might not know, because I'm not the kind of person to just go on YouTube and cry and oh my God, I'm going through this, you know, the drama. Some people like drama, and that can get you a lot of views, but that's not my style.
Drama's fun to watch, but it's not fun to be in.
Yeah, so my Vloggy fam may not know, you know, when I'm going through stuff, but they keep me motivated, they keep me stronger. Whenever I see, you know, they'll post things of like what they're doing. Haley's not here right now, but she's like constantly running marathons and doing like all these things and pushing through her own difficulties. And another follower of mine, Saul, which I actually have him written here on my shirt, Saul Ramirez, because I just got my first 2 Patreons, so that was exciting. That's who I'm representing here on my shirts. But he draws, and he was recently, he's a young kid, he's like 14, 15 years old. He recently was visiting a art college and stuff, and just, you know, the positive things that my community is doing, like that keeps me going. You guys keep me going. Like I say it all the time, I remind them to always be stronger, and I tell them all the time they keep me stronger. So I draw my inspiration from my own community.
Well, I take inspiration from other YouTubers that I see, as cliche as that sounds. But an idea I had is that sometimes you can combine 2 different challenges. Like I think I saw Superfruit do like a whisper challenge Q&A, and like, cause yeah, you could do that too.
That's genius.
Cause there was one video. What I did was that
Maybe
like
we should try that here too.
I'm down. I am so down. One video that I did was play the whisper challenge with me. It was where I told the viewer to put on headphones and play music and whatever, and then I would quietly say a phrase, and like I'd say it 3 times, then I would put a caption telling them to take it out, and then comment what they thought I said, and then I would reveal what I really said. So that could be very interactive too. And another alternative to deleting the hate comments is to make a responding to hate comments video. If you just laugh at them or mock them, then that's another good way to let them know that the haters are not bringing you down, and then they'll just stop.
So when it comes to like inspiration for videos, like coming up with ideas for content, you can pull from literally anywhere. And that's super cliche to say, but it's true. So me being someone who works at a theme park and has theme park passes, I can go there literally any day of the week and make a really fun vlog that's entertaining. Is anyone here currently in high school? Are you like in a club or involved with like a clique of people that have similar interests? Pull from those interests, okay? Because you are already friends with those people. Share it with them. They'll share your content. Boom! You have a small audience that's ready to grow. You can pull from so many different places. If you're interested in one thing, I bet you there's another million people interested in the same thing, and they want to hear what you have to say.
For the most part, I draw inspiration from actually going out and doing things. Like if I'm sitting in my room, I'm not going to be inspired to do anything. So like going to concerts, yeah, I'm inspired to make a video because I want to relive the moment and share it with others. I also love to like vlog my traveling experiences. Like for my 21st birthday, I went to Utah because I wanted to go see the High School Musical. Oh my gosh, yes! And so I wanted to take a picture there, and I had like a sweater. Is it Wildcats? Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I want to relive that, and so I want to be like, yeah, for my 21st birthday, I went to High School Musical. I was a part of that. And that's what definitely inspires me. It's going out and actually doing things. Like being at Playlists, it's inspiring because I want to make a vlog about Playlists. And it's...
I forgot how to swallow water.
He needs mouth to mouth.
I'm a lifeguard. Do not even try that.
I did not even notice. But
You're a lifeguard. You should know how to
Sorry?
deal with this.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry for the interruption. Continue.
I don't even remember where I was going with it. But I mean, yeah, for the most part, I just draw inspiration from going out, doing stuff, wanting to relive it in the future. Yeah.
Well, first off, that's goals. Like my childhood
Yes.
dream, I would
Literally.
cry. But this is gonna sound conceited, but myself, because like my day-to-day life is pretty awkward and weird. Like at least I can always count on like one awkward situation to happen, just every day, like day to day. So like anything weird happens, I'm like suddenly like some weird idea comes to mind, and I'm like, I can make a video out of that. So just like whatever happens to you, make a video.
And that's an important thought to keep rolling in your mind. Like if you really want to take YouTube seriously, be like constantly reminding yourself like, can I make a video out of that? 10 minutes later, you know, you're doing something else. Can I make a video out of that? That's an easy way to just narrow down what may stick for you, what like sticks out in your mind. Like, I may not want to do a video based on like me making, you know, my lunch today or whatever, but 10 minutes later you may be watching Friends and you're like, holy shit, I really like this character, let me do a rant on this guy or something like that, and boom, you have content.
All right, and I would say that if you watch a YouTuber and you say, oh, I like this idea, I want to try making a video like this, I would say go for it. But my advice for that would be to shout them out in the beginning. Say, oh, this I got inspired to do this by this YouTuber. Go subscribe to them because that'll help with the copyright issue, and it'll help prevent comments from saying, oh, you stole this person's idea, and yep.
Imitation is the purest form of flattery.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So that was the last question for this panel, so thank you guys for answering those. And now you guys can ask questions in the audience if you
I'm an
have
open
any.
book.
Q&A time. Go for it.
Alright, so how can you guys engage with your community?
First off, comments.
Yeah.
So if people comment on your videos, they're already engaging with you. If you don't do a call to action, you should start doing that if you haven't already. So be like, hey, feel free to comment, give them something, give them a topic to comment on that's related to the video. Once they start commenting, start a conversation with them. A good way to interact with them via text is Twitter. Yeah, like literally just any social media platform that you are comfortable and consistent with using, that you would not mind like diverting them to, other than YouTube.
Also, don't be afraid to go to other people's channels and
Yes.
make new friends, you know, because you never know, like if you go to five or 10 channels and leave a comment on their video, like probably 20-30% of those are going to come back to your channel and see what your channel's about. So
As long as
don't be
you're not
afraid
promoting.
to, yeah, don't promote, like don't go on their
No-
channel
no
and be
sub
like,
for sub,
hey,
no, go watch
everyone
my
check
channel.
out my video I just posted. No, like actually interact with them, like treat it as a community. Also, anytime I posted, like especially a video that I want to go like big, like the Tide Pod Challenge video, I'll search, I'll do a YouTube search, Tide Pod Challenge videos, and I'll just start watching, like binge watching other people's Tide Pod Challenge videos, and I'll comment on their videos. I'll shameless plug, like on big videos like that, I'll be like, wow, that was a great video, you know, always flatter them first, always. And then I'll just say, yeah, I just did this too, like it's just so crazy, you know? And that, you'd be surprised, like how many first of all, great YouTubers that you'll come in contact with, small YouTubers like yourself, and new friends that you'll make, because again, they'll come over to your channel and start a conversation with you as well. So don't be afraid to take that first step. Don't think that everyone has to come to you first, you know?
I would say live streaming, because other than YouTube, I'm a partner on a platform called YouNow, and I broadcast there. That's where most of my audience has built up, and so that's like the best way to interact with them. Like, you can play games with them, you can have a conversation with them, and it's all like sort of face to face. And if you want to tweet out, comment your favorite whatever, or I don't have a script.
No, but like what he's saying is like do open-ended questions. So at the end of your video, a lot of people will do this like in their video. At the end of the video, you know, they'll do like, hey, leave in the comments. But also, don't be afraid to comment on your own video. Like, pin your own comment and pose a question. Be like, you know, whatever the question has to do or the video has to do with, pose a question on the video, and that will help get the comments going in your comment section as well.
Do you want
Any
to
more
comment on
questions?
that?
Or
Do you want?
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
any more questions?
Thank you guys all for coming.
Does anybody want a bracelet? Kentucky bracelet?
I want a bracelet. I'll probably drop it. Thank you.